Welcome to Savings with Spenny. I'm Spenny. Today, I'm going to give you tips on budgeting for your rent. Renting your first apartment is a really exciting experience, but it's not as easy as finding a loft above your favorite coffee shop. Renting can be expensive, so here's where you want to start. Apply for OSAP early. This will help you to know exactly how much OSAP you will be receiving and will also most likely be your main financial resource to pay your rent. This is what you'll need to start your budget, which leads to the next step, creating your budget. With a budget, you'll know exactly how much money you need to set aside to make your rent payment each month, which helps take away from the stress before you come to school. You don't want to struggle with the beginning and end of fall and winter terms and around the holidays, which is when we see a lot of students tight on funds. Also, the OSAP application typically opens in May or June, so there's no need to rush signing a lease before the end of term. You're already dealing with the stress of exams, so don't feel pressured into signing a lease too early. Now that you have your budget, here's what you need to know about the financials of getting your first rental. The first thing happens before you even sign your lease. You're probably going to need first and last month's rent, and you may need a co-signer like a parent, or the landlord may request a credit check. Check your lease to know how much you'll be paying in rent and what utilities you'll be responsible to pay. This could include hydro, gas, water, and internet. It's also important to remember that utility costs fluctuate between the colder and warmer months, so make sure that you take this into account when doing your budget. While you're doing your budget, set a goal to have at least half a month's rent set aside in a savings account. And remember, you can nickname your savings accounts to help remind you of what you're saving for. Pro tip, you can even nickname your savings accounts to make it more fun, like 99 problems, but cash ain't one.
I got 99 problems, but ain't one. Hit me.
And you don't need to have this money right away, but try putting some money aside whenever you get an OSAP deposit or a paycheck from any part-time job. Since there are a lot of expenses between renting and utilities, we recommend setting this money aside as a rainy day fund. This way, if something unexpected happens, like the power goes out and you lose the food in your fridge, you'll know that you have some money set aside to get that replaced. And remember, there can be other miscellaneous costs that come with renting as well. Does your rental come with free laundry, or do you have to pay for it? Do you need a parking spot, because that's also usually extra? Does your landlord require tenants insurance? Because some landlords really want tenants insurance. Remember to check your lease for details on what you're required to pay. Speaking of leases, make sure that you keep a copy of your signed lease. It's good practice to keep a copy of any agreement that you sign, and it's also sometimes used for specific OSAP reviews. If you want more information on rentals, the Carleton Housing Department has got you covered. They have information on what to expect as a first-time renter, and a resource sheet about things to watch out for when you're looking for off-campus housing. The link to Carleton Housing can be found in the pinned comment below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Savings with Spenny.